was time to hit the road, leaving the house that the babe built back in 27 or so. I'm on my way to Fenway, then Baltimore.
4, 3, 2, 1. Southern California, welcome to the 162 Experience. We're live. Check it out. We're on Facebook Live today. This is our first live show, broadcasting from our studio here. We have a panel of beautiful women hanging out with us today. We're going to do a show a little differently. Usually we talk about sports. Usually we talk about business, entrepreneur stuff. But this show, I know a lot of you guys out there, we have a huge audience that wants to know about dating and internet dating in 2016 and what it's all about. So we brought some experts here today to kind of share their experiences, questions you want answered, and we'll go from there. Steve, how you doing this morning?
Benito, I'm awesome, and I don't want to overplay this, but the future of the universe is depending on us. Because, ladies, without dating, there would be no sex, and without sex, there would be no people. And so we're one generation from being extinct. So this information is important today. And
it's life-changing information.
It's life-changing. And to have 6 or 7, well, how many women do we have? 7 of the most beautiful women in the world here in our home. Benito, do we have the best job in the world?
Yeah, I have no complaints.
Absolutely. And we are going to jump right into it. Like Benito said, normally we'll talk a little bit of sports, but we want to get right into the information here tonight. So, Benito, let's just talk a little bit for our listeners that haven't listened to the 162 Experience before. You can go to our YouTube channel and check us out. And Mary Beth, can you hold up a copy of my book?
Absolutely.
There we go. All of the beautiful ladies that have joined us today are going to get a complimentary autographed copy of 162. Ladies, I usually get more of a response than that. Okay.
Yeah!
All right. Good stuff. With that being said, we also just want to say hi to the world. This is our second show we're doing Facebook Live, so everybody say hi to Facebook, folks.
Hi, Facebook.
And if you're watching on Facebook, do us a favor and share this link. Our goal is, we got 2 goals, Benito.
You can go to the 162 Experience, and on the fan page, it's the first feed that's going to come up. It's a live video. Just share that to your friends. If you have any questions, comments, also on that the Facebook Live feed, there's going to be a section where you can comment, ask your questions, and we will be able to answer them live.
That's right. We'll be talking to our participants live. And please, no comments about the ladies and how beautiful they are. They get that a lot. Okay, am I right, ladies? Or do you guys like that? Never. And they're not going to go on a date with any of our listeners, right? So let's put those questions to the side. So please don't ask out any of our contestants. Actually, a couple of them were like, please. And so again, we're doing a show live on the 162 Experience. It's called The Dating Show.
What we want to do here is we want to do 2 things. I think we want to give a lot of content, give a lot of answers to questions guys have, and also we also want to have a lot of fun, ladies. Okay, that's what we're going to do today.
Absolutely. And Benito, why don't we just talk real quickly how we came to pick this topic today?
Well, first of all, let's go back another step. So the 162 Experience, what this is about is, Steve, you went on your journey in 2011. You went to Yankees games. What did you want? You want to explain that just for a second so people understand what that comes from and what we're doing?
Well, sure. In 2011, I decided to take a year off from work and go to every New York Yankee game in one season, and I wound up going to also the playoff games in the first 9 games of the next year, thus breaking a world record that I still hold today of attending 176 straight games. Thank you. Hold your applause, ladies. Appreciate that. And but in the meantime, I watch every game on TV, and Benito and I ran into each other where he works. He's the bar manager at the Tilted Kilt downtown San Diego, one of my favorite places. And day after day after day, I would go and watch the Yankees. And finally, we struck up a conversation, which eventually led to the 162 Experience. And one of the things I loved about Benito was his style, the way that he was just very easy around people. He had a great interview style. He asked great questions. And so, Benito, thank you. This is episode 7. Thanks for being my partner.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Absolutely. Make sure you get Benito on camera there. And so far, let's just recap what we've done, and we'll jump into the dating show. Week 1, we had entrepreneur Kim Melia, which is also a.k.a. my former wife, and she was an amazing guest on the show.
If you guys have questions about that, we can get into that.
Yeah, we can get into that.
Episode 2 was A&E, Flipping San Diego.
Yeah,
we had Bedgood and Chief on the show.
That's right, from the hit show Flipping San Diego, which was awesome. Episode 3, we had Chris Hughes was there. Motivational speaker, also wrote a book about Travis Alexander.
It was a great interview. Chris is a powerful dude.
That's right.
Number 4 was Ralph Peretta. He's a former San Diego Chargers player.
That's right. Former San Diego Charger. Yeah. And episode 5, we had, what did we have?
Mikkel.
We had Mikkel Mecki. I thought today was 7.
Am I counting wrong?
Yeah, we missed somebody.
Chris Hughes.
Yeah. Oh, 3 was the live episode we did at Petco. We actually
Okay.
Yeah, and so fast forward. So 5 was Peretta. 6 was Mikkel Mecki. He did a great job last week. If you're watching Mikkel, and I know you are because you're a big fan, like this page right now. Mikkel was great.
It was great. I know he's watching right now because also was the Warriors talk. It was great.
Yeah, we did that one live from the Icon building right across from Petco, which was a lot of fun. But episode 7 is going to be a little different. We're going to do something special, and we are...
Because usually we'll have the business, the entrepreneur, telling people if they have a business or whatever, they can grow their business. We can get that network, introduce them to whoever they want. But today it's going to be different. Like you said, Steve, I want to...
well, can I say one thing?
Absolutely, go ahead.
When you look at... We're big goal setters. We always talk about your health and your finances and business, but I think one thing you have to include in your goals is your personal relationships. Fair? And so that's what we're here today, is talk about one important element of goal setting, and that's dating and finding the right person. And so we've also got... before we go, actually, let's go to this young lady first. She calls herself a dating coach, and she's a professional matchmaker by trade. She actually does a lot of different things, depends on what day of the week that it is. But we're going to go. She actually flew in for the show from Charleston, South Carolina. Let's go to Mary Beth Longona, ladies. Let's hear it for Mary Beth.
Hi. So yeah.
Yeah. Should I ask you a question, or you just want to talk?
I'll talk.
Okay.
I could talk. No. So my background's very heavy in the restaurant industry, but I came into the dating industry probably 2011, 2012, somewhere around there. And it started out as just kind of part-time fun. A friend of mine owned quite a few dating sites, all branded under one main site, authenticmatching.com. Yes, sir. Talk in the microphone, I'm told. Does that sound better?
Oh, yeah. Now, do you always talk like that, or is that like your sexy voice?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Depends on the situation.
Okay.
So what do you want to know?
I don't know. I lost my train of thought.
That was definitely the sexy voice there.
Yeah.
But I think it was the microphone. The microphone does it for me.
Good stuff. So, how much has the dating world changed? I'm going to throw that, and we're going to meet the ladies here in a minute. How much has the dating world changed since internet dating has been introduced?
Oh, it's changed drastically. So I actually go to a conference every year, the iDate conference, and you have everything there from your Match.com,
FarmersOnly.com,
FarmersOnly.com, all the way to very unique niche, to personal matchmakers, everything. So I basically teach that online dating is a waste of time, and everybody needs a personal matchmaker.
Now, can just a guy go there? Like, if a guy that's looking for a date, can he just go to this conference and meet people, or how does this work?
No. It's like any other industry. It's a conference just geared for industry professionals.
Awesome. Mary Beth, we were talking pre-show, and you said there's one problem with internet dating. So what we'd like to do is start off this segment of the show and talk about what the one problem about internet dating is, and then we're going to go one by one through the ladies and have them tell their horror stories of this element of internet dating. What's the problem with internet dating?
So the company that I work with, we basically discovered many years ago that the one single problem, the biggest problem in online dating, is people lie.
Whoa. You guys believe that?
And it's way too easy to do.
Can you go back on that now? So I'm assuming since you're not talking to the person right away. First of all, I've never done internet dating, so we can get into that in a little bit. When people lie, you're not talking to them right away, so it's lying on their profile page, I guess, right?
Most people lie on their profile page. You'd be surprised. Most people. But even outside of that, even once you start dating, people lie about what they're looking for. They lie about their income. They lie about their height.
So it's across the board, everything, basically.
Yeah, it's...
Well, I don't want to put a negative connotation on it.
It's very easy to lie, and most people present themselves how they want to be seen, not how they really are.
Huh. Is it that they're lying, or is it that they're out of touch with reality?
Oh, I think it's a little bit of both.
Okay. Which lady would like to go first? Biggest lie that you've ever been told? Like, you show up on a date and you realize the guy's lied to you right away. Who'd like to go first? Ladies, just introduce yourself.
What up?
Hi, Carrie.
Hi, Carrie. How are you?
Yeah, I'm Carrie, and I've done a lot of Bumble fumbles and some Tinder.
Okay, so let's talk about that. What Bumble is?
Bumble is I would say, similar to Tinder. It's like an online or an app, a dating app.
I think people take Bumble a little more seriously than Tinder. I'm not sure why, but
The girls have to message the guy first.
Oh.
And I've noticed, I think that
on Bumble, for whatever reason, do you find that people are better looking?
Yes. People are mad. The guys are mad hotter.
I don't know if it's because there's less of them on there, or like Tinder can just be anyone or whatever.
However, they still lie.
Do you have to do like a survey or something before you get on there? So guys, it's like, oh, we can't have you on here. We're kicking you out. Is that how it goes? I have no idea.
Well, I think that they're hotter because the girls have to hit them up.
Okay.
So if they're not attractive, girls aren't going to hit them up. Right. So
That makes sense.
Now, do the guys also hit them up? Is it like Tinder where you match, or the guys have nothing to do with it?
No,
Like, do guys ever tell you that they like you?
no, because the girl. So you guys match, and then you got 24 hours to message the guy, and only the girl is in control, which is kind of cool because unlike Tinder, you kind of get bombarded with messages, and it's just like, oh my god, you're freaking crazy.
For example,
Just like. I don't know. I don't mean to take it there, but like they'll send pictures, and it's like no one. Honestly,
we're gonna
nobody
get to all
wants
that
a
later.
dick pic. It just being real. Like,
Can I just
So-
say,
Okay.
if you're a male, and I just want you, because I don't understand on my Instagram and Snapchat, and I have quite a few followers. I have close to 40,000 followers on Instagram, and quite a bit on Snapchat, and it never ceases to amaze me the amount of naked photos and
Really?
dick pics that guys send, and that is just not attractive. And the other thing is, guys, when you just send me a message and it just says hi, and that's it, delete. It gets deleted.
so the last comment that you actually replied to, what was the comment?
When people send me very sincere, heartfelt messages that they actually took some time and put some thought into, whether
Say
they're
something. Give us an example. What does that sound like?
For example, it would be something like, "Hi, I just wanted to say that you're very beautiful. I think it's attractive that you're so ambitious, and it
Write
seems
this
like
down,
you're
Benito.
I got a pen going right now. I'm
You're
just
very
recording this. Thank
driven
God.
and inspirational, and it's as though they put some thought into it, not as though they're scrolling through Instagram and they're just sending."
No, I got a follow-up question to that. So it's okay if they I've been told or coached that you shouldn't comment on their beauty, find other qualities. It's okay to say you're beautiful?
Absolutely.
We got Torrance, I think, wants to answer.
Okay, well, I'm coming from a different perspective, but I absolutely can't stand when it's just about like superficial stuff. I really appreciate when people actually like comment. Like, so for example, my Tinder profile is 100% comedy, like 100% comedy, to the point where like when people comment like that's the funniest profile I've ever seen, that was a really creative bio, like I'm like, let's have a conversation. Or you know, commenting on something about myself specifically and like what I like to do, and or just the brilliance of what I wrote, you know. But when it's superficial and it's like you're really pretty, it's like, yeah, but there's a million pretty girls in San Diego. How many people are you doing this to? And it just doesn't seem authentic.
Interesting. Give us an
Perfect.
example of two of the pictures on your, because you showed them to us last week, I think. Because they're funny. They're funny.
Yeah, and what we're talking about is the funny profiles. So, like you said, some people are, you know, Cassie, I saw yours already, which was the dog one.
Well,
Oh, that's right.
So what we're talking about is
Ours is
you
the
actually
same.
put a
Okay.
true profile of your face, whatever your likes and interests. I guess
Right.
that's how you do it. And then yours. We're gonna actually zoom in. Cassie, do you want to walk over there and just show? Because this is
So-
too simple.
I wanna
Start
see this.
explaining it.
Yeah, so okay. Wait, so here it is. So Cassie and I both went out of our way. We both thought it would be really funny and
Oh my
Cassie,
God,
come
that's
on.
amazing. Show this on camera.
to do face in the holes. And Cassie and I both went out of our way to create these face in the holes
Hold on, I can't see it.
in order to capture our real personality. And so far, people have really reached out and, you know, let us know that they're in love with how funny we are. And
That
to
is
me,
funny.
that's
adorable.
a way better quality in someone versus someone telling me like, "Oh, you're really pretty." It's like, well, who cares? That's
that-
it's so much more than that.
That's the pregnant one. I like that.
Yeah.
So Torrance, will you do? Okay, so the
That's
people who
great.
are just listening
That's
and can't
great.
view this for some reason, explain like what we're doing right now, what Cassie's showing, what the whole thing is exactly.
Right. So, I mean, for example, like my profile would be face in holes, which means I'm just putting my face into other bodies in weird scenarios.
The gorilla
and then
picture
I'm
is my favorite.
also on mine, like I have a picture with like Santa, and it's like the most aggressive Santa picture you'll ever see, along with a random picture of a llama. But like the way that it's done is really like I do like purposely like, oh, this picture has to be number 3 in the line. Like it's all like I play it out 100% because it's entertaining to me. But when people actually comment and appreciate that part of who I am, then it's like you're worth talking to.
Okay, so now here's my question. Now, have you gotten a date from that, I guess? Or
so I'm actually moving in with the person I met on Tinder.
Oh, jeez.
How long ago did you meet?
Hi, Logan. We love you. We love you. You're great.
How long have you been dating now?
So we're hitting 9 months, but
He liked your Santa Claus picture, didn't he?
he's in it.
Oh, okay.
He's actually getting
he
spanked
Santa?
by Santa in the picture. So, I mean, yeah, no, we're best friends. We spend every day together, but he has the same sense of humor as I do, and then we also are from the same place, and we went to the same college, but we didn't meet until San Diego, so it was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. Found on Tinder. But don't tell anyone. We keep telling everyone it's Tech 9 concert. We met at Tech 9 concert, but we were blacked out.
Well, we won't tell anyone. We do have 27 live viewers.
Nobody knows. The world knows
live.
now.
Okay, let's
So wait, real quick. What was his initial statement to you? Since y'all are moving in together, and it obviously got serious from there. How did it start? What was his response?
This is horrible because I feel like this was one of those moments where you go, wow, do I have to give everyone a chance? Because I honestly thought he was super basic. That sounds horrible. No, but like he reached out to me and he's like, let's go surfing. And I was like, but that's something I like to do because it's not like, oh, you're really pretty or whatever. He's like, hey, let's go surfing. And he actually like said, when are you available? Like, what time can we go? Like, it wasn't
That's
really
great.
like, he wasn't giving me an option really. He's like, let's go. I'm available this time. Then he hit me up to go. And then I bailed on him a couple times. But then I was like, well, he just like didn't bombard me with messages. He kind of just like left it at that. Like I bailed on him and he's like, okay. And then I like kind of reached back out. I was like, oh yeah, like we should actually hang out because he wasn't bombarding me again. Yeah. Like he just was like, I want to meet you, whatever. And I found out that like, I might be one of the only people, so that he's actually reached out to do that. So it was kind of, I don't know, definitely worked out better that way.
Nice.
Okay, let me ask another question. Let's just go back and get the lie question out of, because, and maybe we could go to either Kat or Anna.
Yes.
You guys are over here, and we want to make sure that you guys get some airtime here. Kat, biggest lie you've ever been told when you've showed up on a date where you hadn't met the person before?
Let's see, biggest lie I've been told. Well, I've been taken for a while now, so I haven't really gotten into the whole internet dating. But I've had friends show up on dates, and the guy, like you guys say, just doesn't look like the profile pic, is either like really extremely short or, you know, and that just isn't going to cut it.
How did you meet your boyfriend now, if you don't mind me asking?
She's actually married. So
I'm married.
She's bringing a whole different aspect to the show, which, you know, a lot of people are looking for true love, looking to get married.
Well, it definitely slows down your dating life a little bit, right?
A little bit. I mean, the side dates are hard to plan. Yeah.
We should be doing, when it's somebody's first time to speak, they should be letting us know, like, their name, their age, and how long they've been single or what their scenario is.
Inform everybody, Kat.
Okay, well, my name is Kat, and I'm married. I'm 22, and I've been married for a little over a year now. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Great. Lucky guy. We appreciate that. And let's go to Anna.
Hello.
Hi, Anna.
Anna, what's your relationship status before you even get started?
Dating.
Ooh. How long you been single?
I don't know if you could say, I don't know.
How long you been dating?
I don't even know. A while. My last real boyfriend before this scenario was my junior year of college.
Perfect. You're our type. Okay, let's hear your answer. Best lie.
Best lie, honestly, and this is,
Or
I
worst
wish it
lie.
wasn't, but
Horrible lie.
you know what? Best and worst, both height. Believe it or not, my minimum. This is going to sound really, really horrible, but my minimum is 6 feet because I'm a tall girl, and sometimes we like to wear
So you're
heels.
saying I got a chance? I am 6 foot.
No, sometimes we gotta. Sometimes we want to wear heels, and we don't want to feel like the ogre in the room. So
That makes sense.
that's my minimum.
How tall are you?
5'7".
Okay. Come now, tell us something more creative.
Yeah.
Have you ever
first
been
of all,
lied
before
to?
she goes on that, how do you lie about guys? Listen.
How do you lie about that?
I mean, it's one
That's
thing
really
if you can
annoying.
fake like how much money you have, but how do you lie about how tall you are?
Yeah, so what I picture... Go ahead, Anna. Go ahead.
Well, it's gonna come out sooner or later. It's
Gonna come out the first date.
As soon as they stand up.
As soon as they take off their stiletto heels.
Oh, now we're talking.
So, guys, you are listening to this right now, and this is blatant ladies telling you what the issues are. Stop lying. Like, you show up, and
be straight up.
You said in your profile picture you're 6'2", you show up and you're like 5'4". Like, this is a problem. I hope you guys are paying attention to this stuff.
Right. And that goes along with just being yourself. Like, don't put up a front and try to pretend to be somebody else, or, you know, pretend to like certain things. Like, we like challenge. At least I do. And going along with what Torrance said about how he didn't bombard her with comments and hitting up and, hey girl, how you doing today? Like, just be real.
Okay, be real. I want to ask all of you. So, going on that, when you're hitting up the girl, so how soon is too soon on a text, on a call? Like, hey, you guys, the first initial contact, whether it's, I don't know, a message or whatever, or you go up to some girl in Starbucks, say hi, hello. When is too soon to text them, say, hi, nice to meet you?
Yeah, so let's say, as an example,
okay,
and Benito has never been on any internet datings, right?
No, I have not.
And just so you guys, full disclosure, I'm on everything. If it's free, I'm on it. Farmers Only, Black
Christian
people,
Mingle.
Yeah, Christian Mingle. No, in Christian Mingle,
He's a true professional.
as soon as you want to sign up, they make you say what church you go to. So it's one thing to lie about being a Christian. I didn't want to do a double lie. That's worse.
I was joking about
Googling
Christian Mingle. You
churches.
proved me wrong.
I'm on blackpeoplemeet.com. That's my favorite right there. I stand out there.
Sure.
Got to be different, right?
So let's say for instance, you meet on Tinder, or so Tinder connects, right? And then what would be
for those of us who do not understand how that goes, because I know it's like a swipe thing or whatever, but Tinder's
the most
What do you
fun.
mean match?
So you can't message the other person until you match. So when people say they swipe right on you, that's like, oh, I accept you. Basically, you're hot. Cool. Or you swipe left, like, not going to happen. So when you swipe right and you accept the person, then you can start messaging them. And that's when Carrie was saying it's just crazy because unlike Bumble, anyone can message anyone. So usually you get a whole bunch of thirsty people all in a row and you're just...
Thirsty.
What's a girl to
love
do?
her vocabulary.
Problems.
and a guy, if a guy on Tinder's from out of town, I'm guessing that's nobody's talking to him.
I mean, I'm sure some girls do.
None of you, though. None of you.
Not my type,
All
no.
right. Okay, so let's talk about...
Ain't nobody got time for that. Nobody has time for that.
So let's talk initial contact. What's the first thing? How long should a guy wait if you match up, and what's a good opening line?
Panel? I feel like there's no time limit on waiting. Maybe after the first date, you don't want to seem like too aggressive.
But why?
But what is that?
I mean-
what's too aggressive? Like,
I mean, I was talking to this guy once, and after I would leave, I would walk to my car and I would close my door, and then I'd have 3 messages.
No, that's too soon.
is one message okay? Like, hey, nice
Too soon.
Yeah,
Too
one
soon.
message is fine if you're being genuine. You know, you don't want to be like, you looked hot today. But if you're like, you know, I really enjoyed your company. If you mention something about what we talked about, so I know that you were actually listening to my words, that means the world, you know. But yeah, don't just, I mean, I'm not a great texter at all. I'm never on my phone. I hate being on my phone. But if I hit you back, I mean, that means a lot to me. But 3 in a row, that's just overwhelming to me. I don't even know how to comprehend that.
Men, a little advice on this: be authentic, but don't be needy. It's that simple. If you go out on a date with a woman, it's really nice. Not as soon as you get in your car, but later that evening, let her know, I had a good time, I'm still thinking about you, something of that sort, and move on from there.
Torrance, why don't you go ahead? When is too soon to talk? We'll just go down the panel.
Right. Okay. So, real quick, then, what I wanted to add was that it's not. There's no too soon. It's the amount and then the way you act about it. Like I guess if you you log on to Tinder, or if you open the app, you're automatically it tells you when someone's been live last. So if you message me and then see that I've been on it again, and then message me again going, okay, cool, I thought we were getting somewhere, or they get super irritated that you haven't responded, it drives me up the wall. I'm a busy person. I work 50 to 60 hours a week. Sometimes I just open the app for a second just to check it, or I'll accidentally do it. And then now I'm getting harassed because I'm not getting back to you.
Sure.
I have a life. But if you leave me alone, I will get back to you. You know what I mean? It's not as aggressive.
Ashley, I think you wanted to hit up on that comment.
Go ahead.
That's absolutely true. I think all of us here, and especially this day and age, everybody is very busy. I work the same, 50, 70 hours a week. I leave my red text on so that people, and that's more of a professional thing so that people know that I've seen their text. If I don't respond to you right away, it doesn't mean that I don't care or that it just means that I'm busy. And if you start bombarding me with, oh, I guess we're not friends, or okay, cool.
Oh my gosh. Hey, can I say something over here? Just from a guy's perspective. Okay, first of all, does anybody ever see the movie Swingers? You guys see the movie Swingers?
Yes.
Where there's the one scene where
awesome. I love that.
Yeah,
movie.
where the guy goes out and he meets. They have a really good connection, and he leaves her a message, and he's like, oh, and then he leaves her another one, and then he leaves her another one, and then he leaves her another one. That's me right there, right? And what I'm telling you guys is that I get the annoyance factor, but there's got to be some sort of a zone between sweet and annoying, because I'm going to tell you, sometimes we miss out on the best people because they just don't know how to socially interact. Any thoughts?
If you don't know how to socially interact, I'm probably not going to date you anymore.
Okay, cut. We're going.
There's a beautiful thing called Google that you could look up how to go look at girls.
Okay, Ashley,
Or hire a matchmaker.
I want to go back on the point where you were talking about your text messages, and you have the
I have the red text on.
Okay, so if our audience does not know what that means, is when you open up a text message, if you have an iPhone, does it work on Android too?
It works on an iPhone, and most people have iPhones. If you have an Android, I don't know what to tell you.
I know. It's like she's not going to date you if you're on an Android. So
Pretty much.
So, hey guys, so this is from a guy's point of view. Steve, I don't know if you're the same way, but when I see that and they haven't read it or whatever, for guys, it's kind of like we just kind of like what the heck? We kind of get a little upset. And I get that. But in a woman's point of view, you're like, I'm busy, but you purposely leave that on so we can know what's going on. I never knew that. Like, oh, really?
For me, it's more of a professional thing. For people that I'm in business with, it's more, it keeps me accountable so that I'm forced to deal with situations right away, because that's one of my things. If I'm not forced to do it, then I won't. And I know that that's a weakness of mine. And so that's how I handle it. And then as it spills into my personal life, I don't know. It just, it tells people, yeah, I've seen your text, and basically I'll get to it when I get to it, and I try as much as I can to respond right away, but sometimes it doesn't happen.
Let's back up a little bit. So you said it's only for business and this and that. So tell people, this is Ashley, by the way, but tell people what you're about and what you do. I'm
Ashley Puida. I'm 31. I've been single for a little over a year and a half. I was in a very serious relationship prior to that. I'm an IFBB Pro Bikini competitor.
You want to stand up so we can show Facebook Live? Go ahead, come on. Don't be scared now. Don't be scared.
Yeah.
We want to see what a true bikini model looks like.
Single.
All right.
Okay.
Where were we?
This is so much fun. This is so much fun. Can we do a dating show every week? That's great.
So dating is an interesting aspect for me, because you can imagine being a pro bikini competitor.
Like we were talking right before we went live, because when we're at the gym, and I know we talked about this, where you can't just go to the gym as a woman, because I know when I'm there, it's like, earphones in, face down, we can work out. As a woman, you can't even do that, especially on the platform you're at, where guys are going to be coming up to you and what they just bugging you.
That's my next question. Is it ever okay for a guy to approach a woman at a gym? Yes. Everybody.
There's a balance. If you approach me, there was actually a guy that approached me at the gym who we dated for maybe 2 weeks. It didn't go anywhere, but he was very polite. It took 2 minutes of my time, not even, maybe a minute total, and that's okay. It's when you're constantly coming up to me every time you see me at the gym and you talk to me for 5 to 10 minutes, it's too much. It's inappropriate. In the middle of a set, on the cardio machine where I'm like dying, and you want to talk about, I don't know.
So if a guy wanted to come talk to you at the gym, what is, obviously when you're running on the treadmill is the worst absolute time, but what is let's do a little pointer here. Like, what time would be okay? Like, I don't know.
If you can keep it short and concise, say in between sets, then that's okay.
Not in the middle of a set. That's all. That's
true fitness girl in between sets.
How about on the treadmill or the elliptical?
No.
Abs?
No. Just, I think that he caught me. I was doing plyo legs that day, which is insanely difficult, and he caught me in between. I usually take maybe 15 to 30 seconds in between my plyo sets, and I was just sitting up on a box and I was catching my breath, and he came up and introduced himself and said hi and asked what I was training for, and so that was appropriate. That was okay.
Cassie, you got a story real quick?
Well, we want to go to Cassie and Carrie because it was really Cassie and Carrie who came up with the idea of the dating show. So when we initially had that conversation,
love you, Carrie.
When we initially had that conversation, guys, let's talk about what you right away. You were like, "Here's some things guys need to know." Right? So let's keep it, fairly clean.
Guys need to just keep it real, like 110%. Just don't ever lie. Just be real about yourself.
Bingo. Carrie, real quick, how old are you and how long have you been single?
I'm 26 and I've been single for about a little over a year now.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's what the audience want to hear.
And Carrie, how many times, say, over the last 30 days have you been asked out on a date?
Well, I've never actually, okay.
Listen up, guys.
I've never been cordially and courted. Yeah, I've never been like, can I take you out?
So no guys really just been like, hi,
No.
Carrie, would you want to go out to dinner with me on
No,
Thursday?
it's really weird. Yeah, I've been in long-term relationships where we've met, in circumstantial situations like through friends or events, so it kind of just went from there and we just hung out and then liked each other, but I've never been like, can I take you on a date, let me court you.
So the chances of a guy that you're like, oh, he's cute, the chances of him being like, hey, do you mind if I take you out to dinner on Wednesday night, are you busy, the chances of you saying yes to that to a guy who you think is, yeah, you're cute, I don't really know you, pretty high if they just ask.
I'm weird. I base everything off of chemistry. If I am into you and I feel those vibes, I'm definitely going to go forward with that. However, if I don't feel any vibes, then it's over. I don't. So
my question is, what's going on there? For those of you that are watching on Facebook Live, Carrie, beautiful young lady, what's going on there?
Shucks.
I've known you for a little bit, so I think my impression of what's going on.
No, yeah, please, yeah.
No, but I want you to answer first, and then I'll tell you because I don't want to influence it.
No, go ahead.
You're intimidating. You're absolutely. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
First of all, if you guys can't see this live, we have beautiful women in the studio, and they are, a lot of guys are like, do we have a chance with beautiful women?
That's
so
right.
First of all, they're right out of the gate. Some of these guys are like, Ashley, I have no chance with you. I have no chance with you. I have no chance. So that's what they're thinking. Like, I have no chance. So right away, this confidence level is just like, boom.
Let's go back to our dating coach, Mary Beth, to weigh in on this subject with Carrie. Carrie's beautiful. I think she's inapproachable.
What's wrong with me?
But maybe I just don't have a high enough confidence level.
Nothing's wrong with me.
It's partly your confidence level. It's mostly you, and it's funny. Ashley and I were talking about this earlier, and she discovered it in her own path. I don't typically coach women. I mostly coach men, but you're absolutely spot on. Men want to feel valued, needed. It's men have 3 basic needs. I'm going to give away all the secrets here, ladies.
Please. Can you please tell us?
3 needs. They want to be validated, they want to be respected, and they want to be appreciated. And typically with an alpha woman, a strong woman, you don't want to come across needy. You don't want to be needy, but men want you to value them and need them on some level. And that can be as intimate as just asking their advice on something. Some women can't allow a man to open a door for them. They take on such a strong presence. Let him do for you. And Ashley hit the nail on the head earlier that was your issue as well, correct?
Yeah, I had to start taking a look because I was like, I'm going, God, I'm 31, I'm pretty, I'm successful, I I take care of myself. What is going on here? You know, what's wrong with me?
There's such a thing as being too ideal,
Right.
too perfect.
Right.
It's very intimidating.
And I started listening to this podcast called Fit to Love. And she described me to a T about being alpha male and being too independent and that type of thing, and started talking about the behavior of men and how they think, and it really changed the way I date and how I interact with men, and it was very helpful.
Nice.
That is Fit for Love. Who does that?
So, Carrie, now hearing this, what do you think?
Flazane.
Oh, okay.
Does that make sense? Would you agree with that?
No, it totally makes sense.
And
Because, I mean,
I'll tell you one thing, just to make yourself a little more approachable: eye contact. If you're interested in a guy, but you don't want to make the first move, and you shouldn't have to as a woman, make eye contact, and that alone opens him up. That now you come across more approachable, and it's okay.
You know what works for me, Carrie? Some people think this is a little creepy, but if you wink at me, I'm in right there. I like right there.
If you flash him, he really thinks he has a chance. He's all in.
So we got one thing I want to touch.
We got one viewer. I'm watching the Facebook Live. A guy named Jordan said that these ladies seem picky. Yeah, they could have anyone in the world. Why wouldn't they be picky?
Mary Beth, I wanted to go back on a topic you and Carrie were both talking about just a second ago. So we have like two battles going on in our mind. The guys, we want to, when we see a beautiful woman, or when a lot of guys see a beautiful woman, our confidence is like, oh man, a lot of them are like, oh, do I even have a chance? And then you guys are thinking, well, I'm not pretty enough. I'm this. So there's not, it's like, it's not congruent there.
What the hell is that about?
You know, exactly. So like,
what the hell?
How do we get over that curve? How do we get over the limiting belief right there?
I think, like you said, making eye contact is a big smile. Make eye contact and smile. If a woman smiles at you, what does that tell you? She's
actually paying attention.
Yeah. Right, and she's interested. And so
guys, listen to that.
That's it. A smile.
If I make eye contact with you and I smile and kind of look away and then look back at you and smile again, hello, like come talk to me.
Guys, we are dumb, and we will not pick up on that.
She's being friendly. Two smiles, she's interested.
Right, and make sure she's not in the middle of a set. Right, wait till her set's done. Time your sets where your set and her set are at the same time.
Yeah, smiling, eye contact, that's an interaction. That's and
that's so simple.
That's good.
So were you aware, just bring it back a little bit, as far as the dating profiles, when it comes to pictures on your profile, most women are looking for men that come across confident without ego. And most men are attracted to women that look happy in their pictures. So that's the first thing they're looking for. They're looking for women that are smiling or look happy.
What is the most douchebaggiest picture you guys have seen online? Like shirts off, next to a Lamborghini they rented for the day. Like what is it?
You know, I shouldn't even say this because I am the selfie queen. But it's different when guys take a ton of selfies.
Oh man!
So Ixnay on the
weird.
selfie for guys. Does that annoy each of you?
No selfies. No. Another thing that Cassie and I have come across, we actually did an entire video. We probably talked about it for about 30 minutes on my computer about Tinder and all these websites. I'm sorry, but if you have sunglasses on in every picture, I have no idea what's going on there.
Same thing for hats. Same thing for hats, men.
You better.
You can have a hat in one
need
picture,
an
not
authentic
every
smile
picture.
in one of the pictures. I need you to be able to see your eyes, and then maybe like a far away approach of you doing something an activity you're interested in.
Okay, I'm going to go down the line real quick, and everybody answer that. What is the most, I don't know, let's call it what it is, a douchebag picture? Like, what have you experienced, and what should guys not put in their profile picture?
All right, well, this is Cassie speaking. I've actually had guys message me on, like, Facebook and Tinder or whatever, and, like, dead serious have their, like, picture, their profile picture, whatever, them shirtless holding, like, $2,000 in cash. Like, first of all, I'm not impressed by your shirtless physique, first of all. Second of all, like, do you sell drugs? Like, why do you have $4,000? Like, just waving it in front of people. And
You know
weird
what?
stuff
You know
like
what's
that.
crazy
Like,
though? You know what's
it's
crazy,
so
Cassie,
weird.
is that it's almost like advertising. Like if it
Yeah.
didn't work, do you think they would keep doing it?
Just stop.
Like it's
Does
got to
that
work
work
for
for
somebody.
girls?
It works
Some
for
girl out there is
somebody.
going to be like, oh my God,
What?
I need rent paid.
There are those girls, but that's not the girls that you want to actually be with. I promise.
Okay, no good. No, thank you.
It's not
Thank
a good
you.
approach. Anyway,
Good.
Carrie, what's
Carrie,
the
what
worst
about
you've
you?
seen?
Carrie?
The worst I've seen.
Okay, eat the mic. Eat the mic.
I'm not down with like the shirtless flexing, like, you know, into themselves.
Give us one example
Sunglasses.
of a picture that you've
Damn
seen
it.
on a profile where you're like, oh my God, this guy's a douche.
Just like, yeah, I don't like. Why are you gonna post a picture with a girl too, like on your Tinder, and like you're next to some girl that looks like your girlfriend? I mean, sometimes they'll put in the profile like, "Yo, this is my sister." Yeah, but it's like, what are you trying to say? Like, you're on Tinder right now, but I don't get it. Can you pull? I don't know.
Just as bad as the ones cut in half, where they actually, you can see they cut the X out.
Yeah, like
I know you've all seen it.
Wait, I saw this one guy, I forget if it was on Tinder or whatever, but he had pictures of him and his ex-girlfriend and took like a smiley face emoji and put it over her face. And I was like, okay, I appreciate the humor in this situation, but like, I don't know if you're serious.
I went out with a girl once. Her wedding picture, I swear to God, her wedding picture, and it was like it wasn't a big fancy, but it was a white dress. And after I went out with her a few times, I realized it was her wedding picture, and she cut out the guy in the wedding picture.
That is
was her,
so awkward.
Yeah, it was probably the best picture she ever had.
That's funny because you look pretty on your wedding, so you want people to see.
Her name
Just
and
like my
contact
hair.
info. I really want to be her friend.
She probably looks good at her wedding. Anyway.
Ashley, you're next.
Probably the sunglasses, shirtless, definitely with the money.
You saw that too?
Is that common?
Yes.
I wonder if it's the same guy. Is it more than one?
This must be working though, like flashing cash. You know, they put like a $100 bill and then a stack of ones in it. Is that what's going on?
It's
There's a lot of prostitutes out there.
yeah, the shirtless with the money and the sunglasses. I am not impressed. I'm not gonna. I mean, I am impressed by a man who works hard and is successful, definitely, because I work hard and I can appreciate that. But with the whole wannabe gangster, yes, are you a drug dealer? It's very strange. That's
Stop doing that.
not okay.
No bueno.
Not okay.
Cap, so when you were dating, most douchiest pictures?
I didn't like the car pics. I don't like the guys posing with their cars. It's the same as with their money. Yeah. And usually they're shirtless in their Corvette or something next to their car. So.
Are they in the car driving, or are they like next to it?
If it's a convertible, they're in the car, man. Or, you know, but yeah.
That's great.
Anna, why don't you go next?
So, partying in every picture, or when you got shots in your hand in every picture, you got like your gang around, your posse, your squad, whatever. I mean, don't get me wrong. We have a good time. Cheers, ladies. Yeah. But when that's in every single picture, like, cool, you go out, you party. What else do you do? Like, do you have any ambitions? Do you have a job? Like, does mommy and daddy pay for your school tuition and your party habits? I just don't. I don't know. Some of us are past that.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So in the dating industry, we call that a one-trick pony. And
Explain that.
It goes for both what you're talking about when you have several pictures all partying. If you're a public speaker, let's say, and it's nice to have a picture of you in front of a room speaking, let people know that's what you do. It's not good if every single one of your pictures is you in front of a room speaking. Or if you're a surfer, all of your pictures should not be surfing. My personal biggest pet peeve, if you have kids or pets, okay, have a picture with them. Let somebody know what your life looks like, but don't make that every picture.
Right.
Right? Exactly. I mean, are any of you okay dating somebody with kids?
No. Yeah, I am.
But even if you are, it's not okay if their kids are in every single dating profile picture. That's an issue.
That's why guys lie about it, so they can get a date with you.
I don't know. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with kids. It's gotten to that point where, I mean, all of my friends now, I'm 23, and all of my friends are either married, engaged, or they've already got kids, or they're on their way, and they're expecting. So I can only, you know what? I'm looking forward to that because I'm already prepared now. And it's gotten to be one of those things where my best friend has a daughter, and I grew up around that. My mom grew up raising us with a daycare center in our house, so I understand. I love kids. If my guy and I really, really love him and he's got kids, so be it.
Awesome. And I got a question for you.
Okay.
For all of the ladies. Can you work the camera, Mary Beth? That's
I
what I'm
sure
trying
can.
to
My
ask
pleasure.
you to make. So let's talk about when you do a search profile. So you're looking for people between a certain age. Of course, you guys know I do stand-up, so I did a little bit. And I came up with this premise that you can tell how desperate somebody is by how wide their search parameters are. You know, I'm looking for somebody with 25,000 miles. Somewhere between 3 foot and 8'11". Have you guys ever dated anybody 8'11" before?
If you find him, let me know, because I'm 5'10" with heels on. I'm all of 6'2", so.
That's funny. So how old? If you guys all had to put a dating profile together, and Anna, we'll start with you. What would be the age range that you would be okay with?
So for girls, I say go at least 2 years up, because we mature faster than guys do. So if I date someone my age, it's going to be like dating someone when they first turn 21 or when they're in college, and I'm out of that. So I would say minimum 25 to, 30s. I'm cool with
39?
I would honestly be cool with that. I'm not picky. And
Sure.
I think, honestly, I've met guys in their 30s that act the same way I do. So
Yeah. And
it's all
what if
relative.
somebody above the age range contacts you through internet dating? So say somebody like me, I'm 45, and
How old?
you didn't know I was that old? Yeah, I'm 45.
What?
So what if not me, but what if someone else like me contacted you?
Same rules apply. Have you met my new boyfriend? No, just kidding. Same rules apply. I would still give you a chance unless you're Hugh Hefner, and I'm not going into the
Sure.
50 plus
Yeah,
range.
yeah.
I don't want to be Coco and what's that show?
But I don't.
Ice and Coco.
But Anna, I don't address it, right? Like I don't say, "Hey, I know I'm a little past your age range."
No.
Okay,
That would
now,
be
Benito-
really, really awkward.
Okay, thank you.
Don't do that.
Benito, you give
Be
good
yourself.
advice.
Be
'Cause
yourself.
Be yourself.
Like
Hello.
just friends.
Great. And guys, we're going to go about 2 more minutes, and then we're going to take a quick 5-minute break, and then we're going to get ready for part 2 of the dating show. So, anybody
Ken,
else?
do you want to say something?
No.
There's a point I want to hit real quick. Guys, if you're listening to this show, we're about giving content, about giving advice and everything. So I wrote down the tips you ladies were talking about just a minute ago. So let's hit that one more time. Anna, I think the last tip was yours. Do you want to start with that one, number 7?
Oh, yes. Number 7.
So guys, these are the tips for when you're talking to a woman on a profile page, when you're setting up your internet dating account, what you do not want to do.
So these are the don'ts?
These are the do nots.
Okay.
Do not.
Do not. Listen up, guys.
Listen up, guys. Here we go.
Lucky number 7. Do not show you in the club 24/7 in every picture. Do
Okay.
not.
Right.
You are what'd you say? A one-trick pony.
It's so hard when she says it.
I know.
All right,
And this is Kat going on the next one.
number 6. No car pics, guys. We're done with the car pics.
Okay. Number 7, no car pics.
We don't care whose car you borrow.
No.
Drum roll,
Guys,
please.
yeah, this is coming from Ashley. Just, we appreciate hard work and having a job, but don't take all the money out of your savings account and flash it in front of the camera. Like, put it back. Be real. Just be real.
I think it would be so funny if somebody got mugged right after they did their picture.
No, yeah, that's very true. This is Carrie. Just be yourself. No girls in your pictures. Just be organic as possible. Girls are cool. Be cool. God damn it.
So don't have another woman in your profile picture, guys. Did you hear that?
Ever.
You're looking for a woman. Don't have one next to you standing there.
Yeah.
And this is Cassie with one of the last tips. Don't wear sunglasses in all of your pictures. 1, it's shady, literally. 2,
That's good.
we want to know what you look like. It's very weird. And put your shirt on. Save that for another time, and I don't know.
And
it's very weird.
It's funny. I see Facebook guys taking their shirts off, and I'm like, I won't even.
No.
It's just next.
No, it's
Whatever.
immediately. If you see that, you're like, okay, bye.
Are you guys listening to this? Hello. When you're doing your
Please
profile
stop.
picture, no sunglasses, and the last one that you said.
put your shirt on. I don't
Okay.
care if you have the best abs in the world.
Okay, and I think do we still have 2 more tips, or is that it?
Anna,
7, 5, 4,
Cassie, will you give
3.
That's it. That's
Heard it all. Yeah,
that's
everybody
it.
said a little bit.
Do you want to hand the mic to Anna? She had something to say.
The last 2 tips, fellas. No shirt and sunglasses. One exception, you're at the beach.
Okay.
Organic. Be yourself. You don't want to be an awkward shoebie and where, you're at the beach. That's cool.
Okay, and if you're on Facebook Live, we're going to take a 5-minute break. But if you're listening to our podcast, we're going to go to a comedy routine that I did for 3 minutes on internet dating. I hope you love it. And ladies, we're going to regroup. We're going to plan out the rest of the half of the show. And we're going to keep Facebook Live rolling. So we'll just have it on the background. But we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back soon. Thanks, ladies. I have a feeling when I was introduced that some people in the audience recognized me right away. Especially if you're between the ages of 18 to 22, you live within 100 miles of Wilmington, and you're not looking for anything serious. I think I've sent you a couple emails over time. Thanks for responding. I think you can tell how desperate somebody is by how wide their search parameters are on these websites. I'm looking for somebody within, ideally 25,000 miles. Somewhere between 3 feet and 8 feet 11, ideally, would be perfect. Somewhere between 14 and the last stages of hospice. Take anybody right in there. You ever see somebody out in public and you're not sure if you recognize them from a dating site or maybe just around town, and you're like, I am so sorry to interrupt your dinner, but are you Sweet and Tasty 69? I knew it was you. It's me, Boner Boy. Anyway, I'm sorry. Cute kids, I'll let you get back to your dinner. It's nice to meet you. I love I'm pretty much part of every dating website, but I think my favorite is the farmersonly.com commercial. You don't have to be lonely. And there's this cow that's in a great mood for some reason. He's wagging his tail, he's winking. I'm not sure if he's in a great mood because he got his first commercial, or he just doesn't have to date the farmers quite as much anymore. And they're not so adamant about their only policy. Have you noticed this? They're like, farmersonly.com for farmers, ranchers, and good old country folk. What happened to the ranchers and good old country folk? They get together and have a town hall meeting like, this bullshit. We don't get no recognition around here. You're pushing that damn commercial. I think they should just call that website what it is. Meet somebody from Burgaw.com. That's what I read. FarmersOnly.com. That's funny. At the very end of the commercial, they got like 2 seconds left, and they're like, city folk just don't get it. Why do they have to say that, right? Why do you have to say that? You don't see the people over at blackpeoplemeet.com, and you're like, white folks just don't get it. Right? They might be thinking it, but they're not saying it. Right? I met this, every website has sort of, dating website has this fun thing that they do, like on Facebook, you can poke somebody to get their attention. Does that ever work in real life? No. You can get arrested for poking somebody to work. Thank you. Match.com, what do? You wink at somebody? That doesn't work either. But you know what they do at blackpeoplemeet.com? I know there's no black people in here, but I'm going to share it with you. They nudge. That's what they do. They give the nudge. And so I saw an attractive black chick not too long ago, I should say, at a bar, and I was like, I'm going to try this shit out, right? I went up to her, and I'm going to spare you guys the gory details, right? I gave her the nudge, and the next thing I remember is waking up with a broken collarbone. What's the moral of that story? Don't nudge the fudge. They don't like it. Thank you. Thank you very much.